Hey guys, it's me, the Witch of the Wilderness, and I'm back today with another video for you. This one is all about ways in which you can reconnect with nature. And one second, my dog just walked in. Come on then, sit. Good girl. Bella's come to join us for the video, and she's currently licking me to death. Sit. Sit, Boo. There we go. So, ways in which you can reconnect with nature. This is an important video because not everyone is as lucky as me as to just have fields and, forests and woods about them. People live in apartments, in busy cities and things like that are Wiccans or witches. So for them, it would be, I assume, quite hard to feel as in tune with nature as perhaps I am. So this video is just a few ways in which you can reconnect with nature. So the first that I would suggest is a nature jar. I have mine here, and it's just a little jar with things that I've collected, so like bones, wheat, lavender, pine cones, there's sticks and stones that I found interesting, teeth, all sorts, animal teeth, I should also point out. And sometimes you can, use it for meditation, and sometimes just holding the things and, looking at them in a good detail can actually help you to reconnect with nature. So I have one and it always sits on my altar, so perhaps that's an idea for you. With the warmer weather approaching, summer and the hottest days are on the way, and that often brings with it thunderstorms. I love thunderstorms, absolutely love them, and I like standing out when it's pouring with rain with my arms just open, and you can feel the energy in the air. It's thick with just power, and I feel so connected with nature at that precise moment. Like I feel just so in tune with the earth. So with the warm weather and thunderstorms coming up, your neighbours might think you're nuts, but who cares really at the end of the day. It's something I do every summer. My partner thinks I'm mad, but it's just so invigorating. It's lovely. I would definitely recommend it. You could also just perhaps take a couple of hours or a designated day when you're off or free to find somewhere that's local to you that is like woods or a river, or just somewhere where you can hear the birds, you can feel the sunshine, you can just walk through, and you can feel the trees. I know I sound stupid, but honestly, you can feel the trees. You can watch the bees pollinate the flowers, the leaves fall, the blossoms as they fall. You can watch the rivers, you can walk barefoot in the rivers, and even in the forests. And sometimes just taking time out to just put yourself in nature at its barest level, just the weeds coming through and the thick trees that you have to push through, it's just untouched nature. And this is also where you can collect stuff for your nature jars and things like that, acorns, pine cones, conkers, leaves, stones that you find interesting, anything like that. You can also meditate in nature as well. That's a really nice thing to do. And if you're into yoga, it can really help to open your chakras if you do it in nature. It's such an uplifting experience. You could also leave offerings in the woods or wherever you choose to go. When you choose to go into the wilderness, you can leave bread, you can leave, honey, crystals, you could, and just leave them there, and that's your offering to the woods, you know, to nature, to your deity, to whoever you want to leave them as an offering to. You can also go foraging, so if you're into baking, with the summer coming up, you know, you might get wild strawberries, black currants, blackberries, apples. You know, you can collect apples for spell work as well. You can collect apples for baking and, you know, all sorts of things that you want to do with, like, things that you foraged. So that's another really way of incorporating nature into your magic. Like, surely it feels a lot more personal to use say an apple that you've picked as opposed to one that you've gone out and bought from the shop. It's just, you know, it just helps you feel closer to nature. So on top of this, if you've got a little garden or somewhere where you can grow your own herbs, your own fruit, if you want to use them in your, you know, spells and your rituals. And, you know, there's some ones that are really easy to care for. I know me in particular, I don't always have a green thumb. Sometimes I have plants and I just can't. They just don't. And other plants I've got are absolutely fine and I've had for years. So, you know, if you're worried about being able to care for it or want one that's an easy care, like apple trees and things like that, they don't need an awful lot of care, and yet, you know, come a certain age when they start to bear the apples, you can use them every year in recipes or your you know, your spells and that. As well as if you do go for walks and things, you can also do grounding as well. So you can like walk barefoot and align your energies with the earth. You can visualize your energy being drawn up from the earth and refreshing the energy that's in you. So, you know, and also another thing is if you do have a garden or a place that you can plant things, even if it's just a balcony with little pots on, you could perhaps plant gardens for bees, you know, find out what bees you're attracted to, or butterflies, because, you know, they are sadly in decline, and that does make me feel really sad. I mean, planting things like that, it would not only help to reconnect you with nature, but you would be helping nature. Just that one small plant, you know, that you may not think it makes a difference, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, it can. So things like bird feeders and, you know, just things that help nature along the way, help its animals. That's another way that you can reconnect with nature. And also following the lunar cycles, so just being aware of what they are. So yeah, that was just a really quick few ideas on ways in which you can reconnect with nature if you're feeling out of touch, or perhaps just don't live in an area where, you know, nature is easily accessible to you. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.